the Chabad campus rabbi here, a couple weeks ago, did this sex class. It wasn't like one of those mixed sex classes. This was like no holds barred, ask whatever you want. There were a lot of people. There was all guys for the rabbi, and it was all girls for the rebbitzin. And it was like, I was kind of uncomfortable because I know a lot of the stuff. I knew people were going to be asking all sorts of college kids, man. College kids are doing it anyway. They're going to do it anyway. They just want to know, how bad it is. Maybe if it's the worse it is, the more taboo it is, the more they want to do it. It's like, oh, we can't do oral sex. Now we're going to have a lot of oral sex. Maybe that's what it was. So I learned a few things that night. Number one, in the quote of the rabbi, he was very nervous, and I could see sweat pouring out of his yarmulke as he said this. If you want to do your wife in the behind during foreplay, you could. I was like, what was that, Rabbi? The behind me? You could do it in the butt crack? And, so you could. So that wasn't the words of the rabbi. I'm sure there are different opinions on this, whatever. So anyway, we thought of, me and my buddy Art, we thought of some good ideas, man, because I never knew the Mikvah Night was like, when you guys are both on E, and it's, really good. The Mikvah Night's like the night, man. I didn't know the Mikvah Night was all, big in Judaism. I thought it was Friday night, Mitzvah Night. Everyone, whenever you ate out at someone's house on Friday night, be walking home and be like, dude, it's Mitzvah Night, man. It's freaking Mitzvah Night. They knew each other. He knew her. They lay together. They had bia. They had marital relations. That's how it was on Friday night. But now we got this Mikvah Night thing, so we're sitting there, we're like, dude, we should come out with a Mikvah Night CD, man. Mikvah Night CD would be the bomb. You'd come home, you'd have all that. We could even come up with a Mikvah Night package. You buy a big, it comes with a champagne bottle and some rose petals and some candles that smell like besamim or something. You lay them around. The woman goes to the mikvah. You have rose petals all over the place. Of course, there's 10 kids running around. Tati, what are you doing? What's all this stuff? What are you doing? Shedna bracha, it's Mikvah Night. Can you please go in your room? Is that how they do it? I wonder. I always wondered, how do they do it? They come home, and she comes home from the mikvah, and they're going to get it on, and all the kids are running around. What do? They're like, Shedna bracha, Freda Leia, Yankel Abramo, you guys have to go to sleep. Now it's Mikvah Night. Do they say that? Do they just me and Tati are going to go to the minivan? Me and Tati are going to go downstairs? How does it work? Is it really late at night so all the kids are sleeping? What if the kid sneaks out? All these rose petals, Marvin Gaye's playing in the background. What happens, So we have this, we'll give them a CD, with, we'll have, sexual healing. We'll have, Sex Machine, James Brown on there. Well, maybe we'll do, Rattlesnake Shake from freaking Motley Crue. Slide It In by Whitesnake. All these freaking, sexual songs. Because I couldn't find, I'll tell you what, man. I was trying to find these, what could we put on there from, the Yeshiva Boys Choir of the Chevra? You really can't do it. It's going to be you can't have sex to that, man. You need some, pounding metal. You can't, the problem is the Jews have not made any sexual songs yet. That's the problem. MBD just hasn't gotten with the flow, man, because they're 20 years behind, They're stuck in the 50s. This rabbi gave a schmooze once in my school how, in the 60s, when I Want to Hold Your Hand by the Beatles came out, it's very controversial because that was very public display of affection was a very big deal. So we're still in those times where, you can't even say I want to hold your hand in a song. I can imagine the Haredi newspaper headlines after that. That would be they'd have a riot. It would be worse than the gay parades. They'd be killing people, holding hands. What do they want? Passion out of marriage. We're not supposed to have babies. We're not supposed to hold hands. It'll be a whole thing. So I don't know if the mikvah idea is going to work out so well, but I'm trying to push for it. We'll have a basket. It'll be and it could be, you could put food in it, and it could be almost like a themed shalach manos. Everyone's doing shalach manos things. One year, you know what I did for shalach manos? I took a paper bag, I put a 40 ounce or a Mickey's in there, and I put a devil dog in there, and it was and I wrote on it, ghetto shalach manos, It was ghetto. It was drink the beer, eat your munchy snack. It was perfect. Sit on a curb, So I want to market it as a Purim thing, because it's happy. Mikvah Night's happy. I hope it's happy. If it's not happy, you can write into the family section of the Jewish press. If it ain't happy, if she's getting frumpy, or if she's wearing a Shabbos robe, or maybe Crocs to shul, maybe your Mikvah Night's not doing so well in that situation. But I had some other, while we're going on this, I had some other failed business ideas, Frum business ideas. Shaitel farming. which no one really agreed with. But I think shaitel farming is a great idea. I mean, you might as well, if you're spending $3,000 on a shaitel, a lot of people are, you might as well grow all your kids' hair long. You can tell everyone they're Nazirim. You know, a Nazir is a very lofty position. We don't really do it these days, but you grow all their hair long. They're Nazirs. People think they're Nazirs. You cut it off, you sell it. Think of that. Real Jewish hair. It ain't Indian hair, man. That's some real Jewish hair, man. They weren't drinking, like, raw sewage. That's some healthy hair, man. And it's from a Jew. It's like, soon, and I'll tell you, this is probably what's going to happen, because things go this way. Things are getting, the right wing is getting extreme, and everyone else is kind of staying the same. So is it better to get extreme? I don't know. It's going to become where you have to get your wig from a person who is Shomer Shabbos. That's it. The person worked on Shabbos and the hair might have been involved in some pleasure and got hana. Oh my God, we're all going to hell. That's it. It's going to be like another Indian hair Kristallnacht burning festival. I don't know what they're going to do. So that was one idea. Dreadlock shaitels never really did so well because a lot of people like couldn't handle the itch because they never had actual dreads. Like I was figuring, like for like, you know, just women who wanted to be cool. They wanted to go with the whole hippie look, and they lived in America, so they couldn't really dread their hair. You know, like get a hair shaitel thing, and I don't know. You know, it's a hard market to tap into the Frum people. They really, you know, they're very stern. You know, I mean, look how long it took for sushi to take hold. But once it takes hold, you see, once it takes hold, sushi does not belong in a pizza store, an Italian restaurant. But you know what? The Jews, they want sushi with everything, man. You open up a restaurant, it's assumed that you're going to have a sushi bar. It's assumed. You have to have sushi. If you don't have sushi, you're like almost not a Frum restaurant. Either your Haredi restaurants probably don't have sushi because sushi's very sexual. You know, you eat it and it's like, the rice. It's so titillating. The rice and the seaweed, and they're like rubbing themselves like, oh, rice, seaweed, raw fish. Just so sexual, man.